Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. This is game 2 of the winners bracket round 3 clash between the red Zerg spawning in the right position of Terminus SE GSL version. It is Dignitas.Tan Dong Ho. And over here in the bottom position, spawning as the blue Protoss, we have 4K's Dream. Of course now Dignitas.Dream, but 4K at the time that EGL4 tournament was played. So in game 1 we saw some fantastic play out of Dream, really abusing the fact that Tan's early Baneling bust at his walled off front really didn't pay out for him, and using his economic advantage simply to overwhelm Tan with his Stalkers. Tan is going to immediately send his first Overlord to check these close by air positions, and he's going to do a reasonably good job of it because that's exactly where Dream is right now. Extract a trick for Tan and getting everything up just as normal. Meanwhile, we do have Dream with the probe also scouting in the right direction straight away, so it looks like both players are going to know where they are immediately. Dream planting down once again this forward pylon with a signal of intent to say, look buddy, I'm going Nexus first, or at least a very early Nexus. What are you going to do about it? And Terminus is of course a fantastic map to do this on. It's absolutely huge. The rust distances are massive, and if I recall correctly, this is also a version of the map where those annoying, pesky, destructible rocks aren't there. Oh no, I lie, they are right there at the entrance to the third base. So that could potentially be quite interesting later on. It means there are more avenues attack for the Zerg, and I would say that without these destructible rocks there, it favors Protoss just a little bit more than it otherwise normally would. But no biggie, that only matters if it goes into an absolutely long drawn-out macro game where either side has 4 or 5 bases and it's easier to push into the third. Then again, this is Terminus, and that is reasonably likely to happen, so let's go ahead and see what comes of this. Reasonably early pull out from Tan. He's at 15 supply and the pull is almost done. So looking like this could be reasonably fast sort of pressure out of him. Unfortunately, if Dream manages to get this wall off quickly, Tan's not going to be able to do an awful lot about it. The Overlord is parked there, so it knows exactly how much time he has left. This probe is wondering exactly what's going on. I wonder if he's seen the early pull, or if he didn't then, he certainly has now. I mean, if we take a quick look at the... Yep, he knows the pull is actually already complete, so now he's panic building everything. Gate, forge, gateway, pylon. I presume we'll have like a cybernetics core to finish this off, with another pylon behind it, just to make sure that even if Lings do run by, we're not going to get Artosis pylon over there. So the first three Lings are out, with the fourth lagging behind a little bit. The runt of the litter deciding to sort of chill out, not able to keep up with his mates, and a couple more streaming in at the same time as the second base is being taken. The Overlord just doing a quick scout to make sure that there isn't a probe blocking the third base. And here we go. Oh no, the cybernetics core isn't down yet, and it looks like there's a hole. The probe is going to try and stand ground for a little bit, but those 4 Lings do get through. The pylons, oh no, the photon cannon does go down, but only fast enough to take out a single Ling, and these 3 Lings in the main are going to be so incredibly annoying for 4K Dream right now. It's not even funny. He does not have anything mining the 2 gases at the moment, although he is losing a couple of probes, so he won't have anything left to mine if he's not careful. Some reasonably good probe micro going on there. These Lings are doing minimal damage. Trying to pick off the probes that are mining gas before retreating away before the probes can get us around. Very, very nice strategy there. And he's actually keeping a hell of a lot of health on those Lings. He's doing a really good job of picking off probe after probe. The first Zealot does now come in. But if we take a quick look, we've got Metabolic Boost, his first Queen coming up. Another... Oh no, sorry, that is the second hatchery, so we're going to watch out for when he takes the third. The Lings finally do go down, at least one of them, and a probe is being sent out. Oh no, another probe has been lost here. This is absolutely horrible. From Dream's point of view, probe does surround the final 2 Zerglings, and that ends the early attack, early pressure rather, but we do have 7 workers killed from Dignitas.Tan. That was absolutely massive, and Tan knows it. He's settling back now. He's building his third base. He's droning up like an absolute madman right now. He has absolutely no need to produce any more Lings. Dream is incredibly behind on the economic front. It's 27 drones now to 22 probes, and Tan is just going to execute his strategy as normal. We do have another Queen, I believe, popping out at the natural. There we go. A bunch of... Well, still more drones being produced. He's absolutely non-stop building drones 6 at a time, finally getting some extractors. We're going to see, wow, extractors at the third as well. So he's really doing something rather gas-heavy here. I'll be curious to see what he decides to invest in for tech. We have got the evolution chamber going down now, and a reasonable amount of creep spread to connect the bases as quickly as possible so that he can defend accurately against any sort of Protoss harass. In the meantime, Dream is still walled himself in. He hasn't gotten any of the gases at his natural, although he has taken both in his main. And he's just going to attempt to play a safe macro game like last game, although the difference here being that Tan has the economic advantage, a huge economic lead over Dream, whereas in the last game Dream actually had a bit of a slight edge. So we do have the layer going down at the 7-minute mark for Dignitas.Tan. The evolution chamber is researching missile attacks level 1. This could signal some sort of Hydra play, I would presume. What alternatives might there be? Maybe like absolutely huge sort of Muta play coming out of him, but I'm not entirely certain, and most of those upgrades come out of the Spire anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. He is going very gas heavy at the moment, keeping those minerals nice and low and saving up a bank of gas. So we'll wait and see what he decides to research once this layer is done and what kind of unit composition he's going for. He is destroying those back rocks with 3 Zerglings. Again, very, very good use of Zerglings. We have seen this in the last game and now in this game from Tan Dongho. Not just letting those Zerglings sit there doing nothing, but actually making sure they're active, out and about on the map, doing useful things while they're not engaging the enemy. +1 is about to finish, and warp gates are done for Dream, so he's going to begin massing up some kind of army. He's at a slight, maybe about 10 food disadvantage right now. So he's really going to have to play catch-up a little bit. Hallucination is once again being researched, so he can hallucinate those Void Rays and really get them out as quickly as possible. But now we do have Tan about to break the back rocks. He's got... There we go. Completely takes it down. Is he going to come into this third base? We're going to have to see. Dream has sent a bunch of sentries there, and here we go. The first engagement, the first serious engagement of the game ends in run away very quickly. The Lings are going to get a good scout. Interestingly, a couple of Stalkers being hallucinated here to make his army look bigger than it actually is, and maybe Tan didn't actually have to run from that. So reasonably cute play coming out there from Dream, just really wanting to get absolutely macroed up. But in the meantime, 11 Hydralisks in production, and it looks like Tan is going for an absolutely huge Hydra push. Look at these Overlords. Oh, and Overlord speed just completes as well. That is a statement of intent if I've ever seen one. And it looks, I suspect he's going to Overlord Highway all the way to the Protoss base. And there we go. The gunk starts getting put down right at the entrance to the third, and there's absolutely nothing Dream can do about it because he's walled himself in and he has to wait for the attack to come. The Phoenix now coming out, he sees exactly what's going on, and he must be panicking quite hard right now because creep, of course, is very imbalanced. Well, no, not really. But this is a really, really good play coming out from Tan. He's at 102 supply to 83 of Dream. He's starting to pick off the buildings at the choke point, and this creep spread is, ooh, wow, look at how much purple is on this map. Highly, highly approved. These Hydras doing massive damage. Cybernetics core goes down. No more Stalkers for you. And that could actually be a huge problem. I mean, Zealots are reasonably slow as well, although they're not quite as slow as Hydras off creep. Oh no, good force fields, but only trapping 3 Zerglings. Really not what he wanted at all. He wanted to be able to split those Hydras in half so that he can really do some damage to the main damage dealers of the Zerg army. The cannons now being picked off. The defenses at the front of Dream just completely collapsing. The Hydras slowly pushing forward. This is, watching a Zerg use Hydras like siege tanks is almost painful. This is unbelievably good play coming out from Tan. He could use a little bit more creep sort of down this area of the map, but really that's a formality at this point. More force fields going down from Dream, but it doesn't look like he's going to have enough to defend. Warping in some more Zealots, which are going to do an incredible amount of damage to Hydras if there are no, if there's nothing to tank them, but a couple of Zerglings do come in, and those Hydras can immediately fall back to creep, where they will be a lot faster and should be able to kite the Zealots effectively. Now everything moving back in, picking off these pylons, and it looks like Dream is not in a very healthy position at all. I mean, he potentially recoverable from this if he somehow managed to do a lot of damage to those Hydras very quickly. But the Zealots are engaging the Zerglings. The amount of damage, the DPS that the Hydras are coming out with is absolutely insane. And we do have mass scoop coming up to protect the Hydras, and there we go. GG from Dream. So Dignitas.Tan levels the series 1-all and brings the game to a clutch match in Game 3. Tan, of course, the player that Dream was afraid of going into this tournament, worried that he would be dumped into the loser bracket, and that might now actually happen in a Game 3 between these two giants in the UK StarCraft scene. Stay tuned for Game 3.